Hello, everybody. This is the Animation Fanatic. I'd like to start off this review by apologizing, actually, because I've been very late with this review. I've had a very busy week. I've had friends over, but now I'm here. And I'm here to review last week's episode of Beware the Batman. And I enjoyed this episode a lot, actually. I'll get into that. Let me give you a brief plot rundown, though. So this guy named Rex Mason is a security guard for Stagg Industries. If you remember Simon Stagg from the first episode, he's back again. He plays a very prominent role in this episode. Great use of characters, previously established characters in this episode. Anyway, Rex Mason is seeing Simon Stagg's daughter, and he notices a security breach, runs into this chamber, and gets pumped with all these gases, turning him into Metamorpho. He can shift his body into different weapons. He's multicolored. He's really big. He's really strong. He can give off heat. He's very powerful enemy, very deadly enemy, and so he kind of goes nuts since the powers are sort of based on his. We find out later they're based on his feelings, and Batman basically has to stop him and also expose Stagg. That's the basic plot of this. There's also extra in there about him, Batman also seeing another previously established character, Bethany Ravencroft. If you remember her, the psychologist from the previous episode, the second episode with Magpie. And interestingly enough, Ravencroft, if I remember correctly, I'm a little rusty with my Batman mythos, but Ravencroft is one of the prisons or hospitals that they send people to, along with Arkham. So this should be interesting. This should have good payoff. So yeah, Batman fights Metamorpho, but then focuses again on exposing Stagg. He gets security footage. He finds out what Project Metamorpho was, which was apparently to design a super soldier who could morph his body, turn his body into a weapon. And so Rex Mason was basically a test subject, an unwilling test subject, obviously. And yeah, so Batman tries to cure him, but fails. And unfortunately, Sapphire Stagg, the daughter, rejects Metamorpho, who goes off and apparently survives, despite the fact that he's supposed to be killed. I didn't really get that. Anyway, yeah, and Simon Stagg is exposed because the footage of him setting Rex Mason up is sent to the police. So, yeah, kind of a sad episode. I thought Batman was actually finding the cure and everything would be fine, but I was pleasantly surprised. I guess I was wrong when I said that, everyone gets a happy ending in Batman except for Batman. Oh, last little tidbit. Bethany Ravencroft, the Doctor, wants to go out with Bruce Wayne. She ends up going out with him. That's sort of a theme throughout this. That's another thing throughout this episode. And she eventually does go out with him, but she texts somebody saying, Bruce Wayne hooked. Will report back. So yeah. So there's future consequences. I have a feeling that stuff in this episode is going to have future consequences, and we'll see what happens. I was hoping there'd be another new episode this week, but I guess they're taking a break. I don't know. That kind of sucks. I'm waiting for Korra. I'm waiting for Ninja Turtles. I'm waiting for Shaolin Showdown. I'm waiting for all of these different shows to come back on Total Drama Island, Total Drama All Stars, and this is just an impossible wait. So yeah, this episode was actually, I think, one of the best since the second one. I mean, I really enjoyed it. It had a good pacing. It was entertaining. I thought it was just going to be another, Batman fights a monster. Ooh, that's really scary. But it wasn't. It had a nice story. It had good character dynamics. It was a tragic story, which I wasn't expecting. I thought everything would be fine in the end, but it wasn't. It was a very well done episode. It looks like it's going to have consequences for the future. Katana wasn't in this, which I was fine with. She's helping the scientist we saw previously get secure, and that's cool. We learn a little bit about Bruce Wayne. He's eating cow udders. That's a funny joke, actually. He's eating cow udders to help him sleep, help him not need to sleep very much. Which reminds us, this is Batman in his early days. I mean, this is Batman once he's getting into, I guess, supervillains and moving away from organized crime. I suppose you could say that, and that's interesting. So yeah, it's another standalone episode, but like I said, consequences for the future. I hope we get more of a plot, and like I said before, I thought Anarchy was supposed to be the main villain, but we haven't seen him in a while. We'll see about that. Uh, but yeah, there's not much I can say except for this episode plotted everything well and was really effective. If there was a theme I could say for it, I guess you could say it was revenge as well as secrets at the same time. I know there was another episode called Secrets, but secrets that people keep from each other as well as revenge, the quest for revenge, what drives people to seek revenge, what secrets people keep from others. I guess that you could say that's a plot. But yeah, anyway, there's not much else I can say about this. It was a very good episode.